Finally, I've got him on. Finally, after months and months and months, we're doing it. I tear the skin from the bone just to feel you. Punters, welcome back to CueBall's Rambles. This is episode 41, going on to YouTube, and episode 6, going on to your major podcast insights that you all know and love. So, quick intro before I get into the questions. So we have another Malenko alumni. He is a retired professional wrestler who was trained by the late, great Boris Malenko. He was part Australian and British gladiators in the early 90s. If you're a young, if you're a bit of an older person, you'll know what that is. I do. I loved it personally. He also played, I want to say, Gabor. Is that right, Gabor?
Gabor, yeah.
Gabor. In the world famous James Bond film, The World Is Not Enough, as Electric King's henchman. I'm a massive James Bond mark, like I said. And now he is the owner and coach of VTW, Vulcan Championship Wrestling in Australia. Punters making his debut all the way from Australia. I give you Vulcan.
CueBall is a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. It's been a long time, like we spoke about in negotiations back and forth type of thing. Get the timing right, and I'm so glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. I heard so much about you through Andrew James, the Candy Man. What else we call him? Yeah, the Candy Man, the Welsh Dragon. Yeah, man. I'm so glad and happy to be here, man. At last, let's do this.
Yeah, finally, like you said, and like I said, it's months in the making. It's just like you said, timing, because you're awkward and, you don't, no, just because you're in Australia, you're 11 hours ahead. I'm in the UK and crazy timing. But we're here. So now I'll be asking you, what is the COVID situation like over there now?
Getting better. Everything started getting back to normal now, like the football matches, rugby matches, allowed people can go and watch now, and we're starting wrestling again. The wrestling shows started popping up everywhere now. So all the wrestling marks are there. They're very excited about it. So everything's basically back to normal, kind of. You know what I mean? So better than whatever's happening in the UK. So we're good.
Yeah, anything's better than what it's like in the UK right now because we just suck apparently. Anyway, I'm glad everything's going okay for you guys over there. Everything in the world is on the up. It's all positive, thankfully, and hopefully there'll be no more negativity and no more high rate, like death rates anymore and all that. But anyway, let's get into the actual rambles, okay? So my first question is for everybody who comes on. For the dozens and dozens watching at home, Vulcan, how and why did you get into this crazy wrestling business?
It's a funny story. My wife and I had a business, fitness shop business in the early 80s, late 80s actually. And she took our kids to this theme park in Sydney called Wonderland. And when she was there, there's like a wrestling tour with Paul Rondolph, Kamala, the Again Giant, a couple of other Hillbilly Jack, and they were watching it. And she came back. She goes, no, actually, when she was there, she goes, oh wow, this is wrestling. So my husband would be good at this. And with that, I wasn't even there. She goes, who's your manager? Who's your thing? He said, oh yeah, talk to this guy. He's a manager. So she came back and told me. She goes, I think you can get into wrestling. I said, wrestling? No way. And that's how I got started. And the guy called me when I was there. I spoke to him and he goes, oh yeah, I was talking that you want to go to America and wrestle? I went, no. He goes, I think, yeah. And he goes, there's a good school there called the Malenko Academy. And we started sort of corresponding with them. And this is I think it was 87, I think. And it started from there. And then I was actually forced to go to America to wrestle. Oh. And and I went to America to wrestle in 88.
Oh, nice.
Sorry. It was 93. So I'm talking about 88, was just my kids were born. In 90 or 92, when she saw them in 93, I was in America wrestling. Yep. I was forced to go.
forced to go. But the best, you went to probably one of the best academies going, which is the Malenko Academy. So let's hear about your time at the Malenko Academy. Let's hear some stories and all the good.
It's you know what? The first time I went there, I didn't like it at all because you're so homesick, and like Florida. I was saying to myself, because we went there for about 6 months prior to that, before the kids were born. So we went all over America. So what can't we be in New York? Some really cool city, and I never rate Florida at all. I think what got me through was Andrew James. He actually got me through. Somebody that we understood each other in a way that, we both like sport that he liked. We rugby and everything about like everything Australia and Wales and blah blah blah. And I think without him there, it'd be very very hard for me to stay there. And I went over and never knew anything about wrestling whatsoever. I used to watch the Undertaker, watch WrestleMania, everyone like just a fan type of thing. I never knew anything about wrestling. I didn't want to wrestle. So for me, it worked pretty well in a way. That's why I use it as my coaching thing now, is because I'm coming in green, got no idea about wrestling. I was learn the best habits, and I have to keep the best habits. You know what I mean? I got taught the good habits the Malenko way, and that's all I know. If I would have been wrestling somewhere else and go there, and it's very, very hard, it's going to take a while for me to change, from one style of wrestling to the other. So, for me, it was like probably a blessing in disguise.
Yeah. And
also hang out with Andy, and man, we used to do some crazy stuff over there, and then we used to ride bikes. The bike ride was so long because it was so hot in Florida. You been to Florida?
No, unfortunately not.
It was so hot. It just very, very hot. It's like North Australia. It's just so hot. We're there in summer as well. We used to ride push bikes, bicycle from there to Gold's Gym, and we go to the Chinese buffet and have lunch. Then we ride straight to the school. The school doesn't start till 5. We get there about 3 or 4. We just open the shop. We had the key, open the gym, and in the ring, and we just lie in the ring, and we do stupid moves. And yeah, we do that every day, and we're so fit. When I came back, I was really super fit. I was very fit. But the time of the Malenkos was fantastic at the end. I think Andrew and I were blessed in the fact that we get to stay with Larry, Mr. Malenko, and also he was a big mentor to Andy and I, which is we sit there after dinner and he'll come up with some crazy freaking thing, It's like like you're talking parables in the Bible. We used to go, what did he say? He'd be talking some stuff, but you realize it's like, man, what he's saying is totally true. Like he should tell me, he said, kid, you're gonna look different. You can't go in there. You're gonna look different. You're gonna stand out. I was like, oh, okay, geez, I'm gonna do that. So when I came back to Australia, I started getting plaits put in my hair, and that actually what got the attention when I actually got into TV at the end. First thing they saw is that, who's this crazy guy? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. That's all from his teaching. I think without Mr. Malenko talking to me and telling me all this stuff, there's no way in the world I would have got to where I am now, in the fact that, going to TV and going to movies and everything. It just gave me a lot of confidence, and it keep telling you how good you are. But like when you do a match over there, he won't talk to you at all. He's just like, oh, it's not bad. I was like, oh, wow, not bad. And then he said, that was good, kid. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that, it really helps. That's why Andy and I were so blessed to have, not even know him. That's a big thing that we had over everybody there, that we actually stayed with him. That's the difference. We can be taught by him. We can live with him and stay with him in the house.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. In the previous Rambles with Andrew, he did say like Boris was like a father figure. He was was a mentor. You was able to live with him, and he looked after you, and that's something that you really don't get anymore.
Yeah,
I think that was crazy. I think that plays a big part in in your wrestling training. Learning the right mentality of the business, because you do your wrestling, that's fine, but you need to have the right mindset for it as well, especially.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. Like it really looks after people, like. We were there, and some kid couldn't afford to pay, and they called him, oh, Mr. Malenko, I'm really sorry. I haven't been to the gym because I can't really afford the wages. He goes, kid, just turn up. Just turn up. He said, we don't care. You'll pay me one day. So no worries. And in a way, just the respect they gave him. Andy and I went to Gold's Gym, owned by Brian Blair. You know Brian Blair?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
From the Killer Bees.
Yeah.
Good guy. He owns Gold's Gym there. We're standing there, and Mr. Malenko took us in, introduced us to Brian. He said, "Look, this kid wrestling. He's from Wales, from Australia, going to do some training. Here comes Sting, Tatanka, I think Orndorff, and everything to come and train in the gym." They saw Mr. Malenko. Man, you're going to see the respect that he got. Mr. Malenko, "Hello, sir. My name is Sting, or my name is Paul Orndorff." And he'll be like, "Oh, okay, kid. What do you do?" "Oh, wrestle as well." I said, "Okay, you good?" You know what I mean? And they didn't even know who the hell they were.
Yeah.
But they were like wrestling superstars. But they knew who he was. He was a tiny little. At the end, he was a really sickness. He was so skinny, and but he's tiny and everything. And the respect these superstar wrestlers give him is crazy. And I was thinking, I was like, man, this guy must be somebody in the day. And they should tell us how they, like Hogan used to hide in cars just to see him play bowling with his kids, go bowling alleys and things like that. So he had a big influence in wrestling in Florida in the day. And everywhere you go, people say, "Hello, Mr. Malenko, Professor Boris Malenko." They, like, "Hi, kid. How you doing, kid? Everything is kid. Hi, kid. You doing good? Yeah, kid. All right." Yeah, it was so good, man. It was so cool. That's why Andy and I were just so blessed. And the big freaking red machine too. The big cane. He was like, you couldn't believe it. It was like, man, we live with him, It's just like, people say, "Oh man, I got trained by him." I was like, "Yeah, but we live with him." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why Andy shouldn't forget that. It's like, man, we live with him. He can teach you, like in school, like you see him for about 2 hours, man. We see him every day.
Yeah.
We'll wake up, he's there. We'll go to bed, he's there. We go to school, you know what I mean? So we go breakfast together, things like that other people can say. We can. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the difference, man.
Kane is somebody who I'd love to have on here. I'm a big fan of Kane's. How amazing would that be? But no, that's cool. So you're doing your training with Mr. Malenko. Obviously, Joe and Dean would have been there as well, alongside you guys.
Yeah. Dean was doing Japan. He was doing the New Japan stuff all the time, and Joe's freaking rich now, man. Joe's a pharmacist,
Yeah.
Invented some drug or something. The guy's worth a lot of millions of dollars. He turned up into the school with different Porsches and Beamers and everything like that. You know what I mean? He's a property developer now, Joe. Good guy. Yeah, the nicest guys you've ever met in your life. And Dean, king of one-liners, man. That guy, seriously, he is so funny. You know what I mean? He's just telling jokes, and he's love Andy and I. So he's come and pick us up, go out drinking in a pub, and the Irish pub, and you can't handle his drink. It's soft. Welsh Dragon is soft. I'm telling you right now. No, I'm only kidding. He's crazy. He used to tell me the drink he shared with his dad. He goes, "Yeah, man, I was drinking with my dad or his brother or something, man." He should tell me his story. I was like, "He drank all that?" Yeah. And the funny thing with Andy, though, he had the worst Welsh accent you've ever imagined in your life. We used to sit there with Mr. Malenko. We used to watch TV, and then he'd be telling, "Yo, laddie, and he looked at me and goes, "What did you say?" He looked at me and he goes, "What did you say?" I said, "I don't even know." I said, "Andy, slow down, bro. Just write it down for us." "Oh, and he goes, "Laddie, yeah." Well, listen, he just kept talking. It's so funny. Mr. Malenko just said, "Kid, can you look at me so I can at least read your lips?" You know what I mean? It's so funny. So towards the end, I get to understand him more.
Yeah.
We did a full-on conversation with him, man. Nah, I miss the Dragon, man. He's a big, freaking good. I want to just come in and give him a hug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? He's never beaten me in a wrestling match. Tell him that. Tell him I say that. Is he listening to this?
He will be listening, yes, no doubt. Yeah.
Just remind him my record in Florida, 12-0. I beat him. You brought in some guy from big dude from Midwest, Kane, smashed him. I beat him, man. I beat everybody, man. Mike Hayner got nothing on me. Why can't everyone, man? Bring him over. I smashed everyone when I was there. And because, Frankie, the referee, Frankie?
Yeah.
He used to come over and go, "Okay, John, who's going to go over?" He goes, "Yeah, John, you go over." And he goes, "Oh, fucking hell, when am I going to go over?" I think he lost all his matches. I used to laugh, man. I said, "Bro, if you want a match yet?" "Oh, shut up." It's funny, though, because I went 12-0. When Glenn came over here, he just like, "Yeah, motherfucker, He said, owe me a rematch. I said, man, I'm busy right now. He goes, yeah, man. I said, remember I beat you in Florida? He goes, yeah, whatever. Rematch one day. I was like, yeah, this is not going to happen, bro.
Oh, well, you should never say never. That's what I say.
You never say never, yeah. No, man, we had a great time, man. Seriously, it was a fantastic time just to be in that era, like it's something that you take with you, like in your heart. It's just a memory. Because I went back to Florida a couple of times after that, and I went to the house that we stayed at, Plum Grove Court, where Mr. Malenko used to live. Man, and we used to lie there on the floor with a funny thin mattress, and Mr. Malenko's partner at that time, the lady, wife, whatever, Nona, lovely lady, Nona, bro. She used to put the air conditioning up so freaking high. Seriously, I think I caught a cold in Florida. I'm talking about seriously, minus freaking 10. We used to call it K2.
Yeah.
Indian used to call it K2. And I was like, how cold is it? It's cold. And we used to cover the air conditioning vent with a cardboard box, tape it up. And she walked in, oh my God, it's hot in here. I said, man, it's so freaking cold. No, it's hot. Aren't you guys hot? I said, no, I might be freezing. We used to get ready, and it was so cold. I put on this like jeans and shirt, and it's like, man, it's cold, right? 2 shirts. You walk outside, and it's freaking hell, man. It's like 40 degrees centigrade. I'm like, what the fuck? Because you're so cold in the house. I think in Florida, because it's hot and everyone's prepared for it. So everywhere you go is air conditioned.
Yeah.
Unless you come outside, and it's so freaking hot. Yeah. We used to call it K2. And you still remember that K2. Man, that's freaking freezing. We could ice skate in the freaking house, man. She used to was crazily. I think she's from New York or something, like New York State. And he moved to, if you're from New York State, why would you move to Florida? Wouldn't you move somewhere else? Move to Alaska? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She couldn't handle the heat. And it was, oh man, it was crazy. They're the memories, man. It was bad memories. To get cold.
Well, it's all good though, isn't it? It's what makes you remember stuff. It's all about having a good time in life as well.
Yeah. We can laugh about it now, man. It's funny.
Yeah. So, like I said, you've done your training with in the Malenko Academy. How long did it take you to have your first match?
The funny thing was because we were in a hurry because I was like, I had a 6 months visa, but because I didn't sort of stay there, I wasn't having a good time there. And then towards the end, I started to learn to like it, and I was like, okay, I'm here for this. So I think Andy came back early, and I ended up staying there with Glenn, and I trained. For me to do a full match, I think it took them 2 weeks to train me to do like a full match, because I was just in a hurry, like a everyday bang, because we're fit as well, riding bikes, going to the gym and train, and we're doing push-ups, squats, and all those crazy stuff that we do. And you got Max Moon, heard a guy called Max Moon.
Yeah.
It was Cato in the Orient Express. He was a crazy guy. We used to do a lot of Andy will tell you this. We do with deck of cards with Mr. Malenko. Deck of cards. I don't know whether Andy show you guys when you're training. I'll show it over here. Like if it's king, like you do 13 squats or 13 push-ups, 13 running or whatever step ups. Yeah, we should do that in deck of cards. I think with Mr. Malenko, because he's so advanced in thinking and in freaking mind, freaking freak. Yeah. You should put all high cards. You change all the cards, get 2 deck of cards, same color, but put all high cards. When you were training, it was like 10 push-ups. And I was like, man, when's a 3 going to turn up? And when you finish, okay, that's it. Oh, yeah. What was that? And he goes, oh, sorry, kid. I picked the wrong card. I think they're all high cards. You know what I mean? They're just little spro. You should kill us.
Yeah.
And you remember, it's like 40 degrees outside, man. Like the temperature was so hot.
Yeah.
And we just, oh man, we should train like crazy. And it's a good thing. We go to the Gold's Gym, and that's where I made friends with Hercules Hernandez, the big dude, big Hercules, and the Warlord, and a few of the boys. You go there, you see them, and they know you have the academy training and everything, so they encourage you and everything.
Yeah.
We had the Rock's father there a couple of times, came and watch us train, and he was there during our first match, Andy and I's first match, which freaked me the hell out. And everybody's crazy in Florida where they're just so serious about their wrestling.
Yeah.
A lot of rednecks, they just love it. And it was so crazy, man. It was really crazy. Yeah, when Andy came back, man, that was probably the hardest the hardest part for me is just with him leaving. I was so upset when he left. You know, I wrote him this letter, man. I was seriously, it took me about a couple of days to get over him leaving, you know. I was like, what am I going to do now? Then Glenn turned up in a way. He was there as well, but it wasn't the same, you know, the connection I had with Andy.
Yeah.
And I was really, really upset about it. I called him. I was like, man, freaking hell, man, I was really upset when you left. But because I was on a mission, I went there to do something, you know. I said, I'm going to finish this course and then I'll go home.
Yeah.
And Glenn came in and he wrestled me his first match. Smashed him. I think he was scared of me, I think, a little bit when I wrestled Glenn. I say he was I think he wears size 20 shoes, I think, or 18 or something. Bro, yeah, man, he's massive. And he used to drive us around in the car. He's got this old school, massive freaking car where everyone is, myself, Andy, and all the Japanese people, man, the Japanese kids used to come in. Oh, we had a good time. They used to cook Japanese food for us. And yeah, we had a fantastic time there. Glenn, another great guy. Beautiful person, nice guy. And he called me when I was actually in England one time and I was doing Gladiators the first time. And I called him and I said, hey, man. So I spoke to the mom. Hey, John, how you doing? I said, was that Glenn doing the dentist thing? He goes, yeah, that's Glenn. He goes, yeah. Are you wrestling? I said, man, in London, I'm doing the Gladiators. Oh, you joined the Gladiators? Oh, my God. Oh, congratulations. I said, well, congratulations to Glenn, you know, doing that. It's amazing how we come in and say, okay, destiny, you know, like, okay, where are you going to go from here? Okay. So, you know, we got taught, hang out together, get to know each other. Then suddenly, you know, your calling comes from everywhere. You know what I mean? And like with Andy, the great thing with Andy, though, we can take this knowledge back that he learned from sharing that the house with Mr. Malenko and the knowledge that Malenko taught us. And you went there, man. Like you got some fantastic, man. I watched a few of your boys' matches. That was very good. And the funny thing is, you taught you guys exactly the way I teach my guys. You know, realize it's a Malenko match.
Yeah,
yeah. You know what I mean? So it was great.
Yeah, I would definitely say that. So every person I've had on here who was trained under the Malenko, everybody says the same thing about him. Everybody's, you know, in terms of the training as well, it's all the same. You know, so obviously when I spoke to Frank the other week about and being under the Boris, everything that they got taught is brought down to us. You know, 100 squats. And Andrew has a thing for squats, you know.
Yeah.
So everything. It's I like it personally, you know. I do try. I will admit, I do find it hard to keep up because my fitness level is great. But you know, I feel that it's a good way to be trained the Malenko way.
Yeah.
That's my
it's because Glenn actually was wrestling somewhere else before he came to the Malenkos. I think he wanted, and then he started again. You know, Glenn was actually at this big wrestling with Laura, I think, Jerry Lawler, and then he came back. He went to Puerto Rico and he came to the Malenko and started again from the beginning. And then look at him now, you know. And I remember he was wrestling him one day and he was punching me, throwing me these punches at the end of the show. And I was like, dude, that was the worst punch I've ever seen. Oh, you don't like that? I said, man, it was terrible. Oh, I said, man, it was really bad punch, man. That's why he does the chop. You know when he does the chop now?
Yeah.
He goes, oh, I said, man, don't do it. Seriously, it was freaking bad. He said, man, I was embarrassed. I didn't want to sell to that. And he was like, oh, okay. You know, you don't want a big guy, massive, powerful guy, and he punches like a freaking lesbian. You know what I mean? Like, come on, just like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Sorry, you don't mean to say lesbian. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're throwing. I was like, man, seriously, Glenn, far out, bro. And and it was good. It was a good Glenn. He was a fantastic guy. And then as you know, the good things are going to come to an end. And he went and I came over and met a lot of good people over there, man, in Florida. It was awesome. Like Hercules and Anders came and saw my first match with Andy. He was like, hey man, okay, man, just slow down. You're a big guy, you know. Slow down a bit. I said, oh, okay. And you know, when you first match, it's like, okay, do this, do that straight away.
Yeah.
You gotta slow down. I said, and I feel like saying, dude, it's my first match. Freaking give me some space. You know what I mean? You get so excited. And there's like nasty Ned, man. people, like they all just come and go. Like Malenko was a very respected school. Everybody knows Malenko. Then when I came here one time and wrestled Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
Marty Jannetty. And we just have a chat about a match. Oh, we're going to do that. He was like, dude, that's like, you remind me of my friend Din Malenko. That sounds like a Malenko match. I said, bro, that's where I learned. He goes, what the fuck, really? Oh my God, when you were talking, I was like, man, that's a Malenko match. We did a fantastic match with him, man. It was really, really good. It's probably one of my best matches. And when I wrestled, Candyman, smashed Candyman. Even though he was laughing. Every time I just like, man, because I was like, man, you haven't won a match. He goes, shut up. You know, when you're young, you just want to win a match.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he's good at pool. He's good at drinking, but he used to beat me at pool all the time. And then I wrestled Mike Hayner, and I give him this, like, you know, the tombstone where they drop him. Bro, it was so sweaty in the sportatorium, and his neck went down. And I jump up and I kneed him, bro, almost broke his neck. Everybody just went, what the hell? Like, Mike is a tough guy, you know, big freaking half Samoan, up freaking white guy from Detroit. And he's tough. He goes, I said, Mike, you're right. Yeah, man, I'm okay. It's like, fucking hell, man. He used to be in the army. He was fine. And he called me one time. He goes, man, I'm at a sportatorium. You want to come over? I was like, oh, yeah, I'd love to, but I kind of got a TV show to run. He goes, what do you mean? He goes, you know, join the Australian Gladiators. He goes, oh, man, really? Oh, man. Oh, so you can't come? I said, no, I can't, man. I've got a contract that I've got to follow. But I would have gone to the sportatorium and see the boys, you know.
Yeah.
Just go there and wrestle with them. But, yeah, like I said, man, everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
You know, destiny.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that as well. But so you've done your wrestling. You know, you've done the Malenko way. You've wrestled like Kane, Candyman, and all that. After that, like you've mentioned, you went to the Gladiators, which, if anybody doesn't know what that is, YouTube it or something. It's an early 90s, late 80s.
95 opened up in Australia, but in the UK, they've been running for quite a while, actually. They were doing it before. I think America, then UK, then Australia.
So let's, how did this come about then?
I was, because I used to watch a little bit of it when I was in Florida, because, you know, every night when you're watching TV and everything, and, you know, and you're just like, oh, wow, look at this show. Oh, that's crazy. You know, you don't really get into it. I just watched a little bit. And then when I came back, I was wrestling, and one of the boys said, hey, man, there's a show coming over called the Gladiators. And I said, yeah, man, I used to watch the show when I was in America. And he goes, nah, they're going to start one in Australia. They're looking for gladiators to go. We've got people to join up the Gladiators. I said, oh, yeah, you should go. I told him, you should go. He goes, nah, I don't know. Anyway, so I was just training, and everybody goes, man, you're going to do that Gladiator show? They're advertising TV. I went, nah, I don't think it's for me. And then I should do boxing with a mate of mine who used to box together, and he goes, hey, John, you should go on that show. And I went, nah, I don't think I went into that. I just love wrestling, and I just going to wrestle. And then my mate came up to my house and knocked on my door, and he goes, mate, I'm taking you there. This was the last tryout. They've been trying out for the last 3 weeks. The last one, he goes, this is the end. Like, you know, there's going to be no more tryouts after this. They went all around Australia. Yeah. Then I went in, and the guy just looked at me like, my hair was long, I had a bandana on, you know, the usual. See, this is the seed that Mr. Malenko started embedded in us. The fact that for you to, you know, you can go in a crowd with everybody wearing white, and you wear black, and everybody look at you, and it's like, why is he wearing black? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what, when I did that, my hair was long, I had a bandana on, I had a O'Malley Ganja t-shirt on, I had a big Californian pants, but inside I had my like one piece. I got in and I just do the exercise they told us, and everyone is throwing up, and I was so fit from wrestling and training and everything. So I got in straight away. It's crazy.
Oh, was it was the Australian one you done first, wasn't it?
What was that?
Was it the Australian Gladiators you done first?
Yes. Yeah, I did the Australian Gladiators, and the funny thing was, like, people don't realize I use a heel gimmick in the Gladiators, and everyone just like, wow, you know, man, this guy's crazy. He's a bad guy. And they're just like, dude, it's a heel. And nobody knew, you know. And all the wrestling boys like, dude, that's a good heel. Because I was babyface when I was wrestling. When I did the heel gimmick and nobody knew, they all fell for it. And then when I went there and I did a tour to the UK the first time in '95, came over, and I come back and we went again and I came back. And when they finished up here, I went and did a show on Fox. I know you guys got Fox over there. It's a TV station, Fox. Yeah, we did a Fox show. I was hosting the kids program. And then I got a call from Nigel Lithgow, the director producer for the Gladiators in the UK. He goes, "Do you want to come over?" Oh yeah, man, I'll come over and do the show. Yes, that's when I joined up with the English boys, and it was fantastic, man. And that time I was actually liking the UK. First time I went there, I didn't like it at all because I'm a homeboy, man. I just like staying home and watching cricket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I came over. I loved it. And that's when Barbara Broccoli was watching the TV one Saturday and he goes, "Oh, I wonder who that is. Oh, that guy will be so good in the movie. Who is he?" And it's like, "Oh, yeah, that's, let me check." So they check, blah, 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 blah. "Oh, there's John through. That's Vulcan. Yeah, he's from Australia." "Oh, really? We got his details?" He goes, "Oh, we can find it." So they tracked me down, man. And it was funny because I was wrestling in Victoria, in the state in Australia, in Victoria, Melbourne. We do the country tour. We were wrestling everywhere, every day. We just, it was awesome. A bunch of boys. We just go town to town, wrestle, move on to another town, wrestle. I got this phone call. He goes, "Oh, hey, this is the casting director from James Bond film. We want you to come off to the UK." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, no worries. Let me call you back." And I hang up the phone. My wife said, "Who's that?" I said, "Oh, no, just one of the English boys and English lads with a sense of humor. It's crazy." 2 weeks, I keep hanging up on her, man. I thought it was a gimmick. I thought somebody was making fun of me.
Yeah.
And I said, "No, that's not true." 2 weeks, and she keeps calling and she goes, "Listen, give me your address. I'll send you some stuff." She sent a script over. And by that time I was over in Victoria, and my wife told me, goes, "There's something in the house." I open it. It's a script. It says, "James Bond, the world is not enough." I said, "Oh, the lady was telling the truth." She goes, "You better come back." And I went, "Oh, hang on, one more day." She goes, "Did you get the script?" I said, "No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm still in Victoria." She goes, "Go back to Sydney and check it out." So I came back. And then she said, "Can you come over?" And I said, "When?" This was, I think it was a Tuesday or something. He said, "Can you come over on a Thursday?" I said, "Yeah, okay, maybe. I'll see what I'm doing." And she goes, "Oh, no, you're going to come over." Then she called back and said, "Can you come over tomorrow?" I was like, "What?" I said, "Just been over to the UK, man. I was doing the UK Gladiators." So it was like, let me see, 1 month, 6 weeks turnaround. I was back. I went to the airport and I was checking and said, "Is there any ticket here?" And he goes, "No." And I saw my mate at Qantas Airport. And I said, "Paul, I'm going to the UK. I think it's fake. I think it's the boys just, geeing me up." And I told my wife, only if I got a return ticket, I'll go. Otherwise, no, it's a G up. And then he goes, "No, try the first and business class over there." Guess what? Shebang, sitting there. And then that's when I came back to the UK and straight away, man, signed a contract. And I was like, "Are you sure?" I said, "I've never done any movies before." She just liked the way I've been a heel, man. Back to the wrestling.
Yeah.
See how everything just pans into it because of wrestling?
Yeah.
People don't really, I tell my boys that all the time, man, like wrestling is just a beginning. You know what I mean? We start you at the beginning. You have to write the ending. You know what I mean? Destiny is right there, man.
Yeah.
Wrestling is not a destination, man. It's a journey. You're going to keep going. Yeah, my son wrestles too, man. He's a really good wrestler. And he started doing some movies now. They're shooting a lot of films in Sydney. So I've got a couple more boys that are doing movies in Sydney. So yeah, man. So that's the little story. That's how I got into the James Bond film.
Yeah. Like I said before we started this, I am a big James Bond fan. And then
you say you love it, eh?
Yeah, when I found out that it was actually you as Gabor, or however you pronounce
Gabor.
it. Yeah, I popped and I was like, I know that bloke. That got me excited, like I said.
Yeah.
So, is there any stories about when you was on the James Bond set with like Pierce Brosnan or just of any of the actors or actresses or anything?
Yeah, the funny story. Have you seen the movie called Wild Things?
I'm not sure.
Denise Richards.
Oh yeah.
It's really crazy, very twisted. Remember the one in the swimming pool?
Yeah.
We in America with the boys. We were watching it just before I came back into Australia when I was in Florida. We're watching Wild Things because when I finished Gladiators, I went over to America. That's when Dean took me to WCW. I did a tour with him, and Terry Taylor goes, "You going to work tonight?" I went, "No, I'm not ready." What do you mean you're not ready? You're here, aren't you? I goes, "No, I just want to come and check it out." Okay, you sure you don't want to wrestle? I said, no, I'm fine. And the boys go, why don't you wrestle? I said, no, I'm not ready, man. Like Mr. Malenko said, only when you're ready, you can do it. Because they want to see you at your best. They want to see you at your worst. You know what I mean? First impression is a lasting impression. And he'll tell you that. He always say that to me. And I'm just like, no, I'm not ready. I say, I know I'm a good wrestler, but I'm going to go there. I'm not going to be good. And you're going to think, hey, man, that Vulcan, yeah, man, he wasn't good. You know what I mean? And then he did a tour with him, and then I came back to Australia after that. And then what was he talking about? What did you ask me again? Oh yeah, sorry, watching the Wild Things. And then when I went to England, I'm standing there, talking about getting a wardrobe and everything, put clothes measured and everything. Guess who walked in? Denise Richards. I was like, holy shit, you're Denise Richards. She goes, oh, I think I am. I said, this is the dumbest thing. Yeah, man, I just saw you in Wild Things. She goes, oh, okay. He's like, you know what I mean? Like marking out in a big way. And she goes, okay. Yeah. I said, oh, it's my favorite movie. She goes, okay, thanks. And then when she left, I said, I cannot believe I just told her that. She's standing there. And then I think it was more like excited when I saw Judi Dench.
Yeah.
Like Judi Dench, man, she was crazy. She was good. And she spoke with a very cultured English, Just, oh, hello. I said, well, hello. She was good. And Pierce, man, Pierce was funny. I used to make him laugh so much, Pierce. We used to get in trouble in shooting film and I'm doing crazy stuff and he'd be laughing. And I said, cut. And go, Pierce, what's the matter? Oh, nothing. And I said, Pierce, be professional, bro. What's wrong with you? And we had fun in the set. They were good people, man. They were very good people. And Robbie Coltrane, he was fun, man. Robbie Coltrane. Denise was good. And Sophie Marceau. Gabor. Jean, yeah. So how long did you stay in the UK? Like he's French.
Yeah.
And I said, do you speak French? I guess, yeah, no, not really. But you keep talking. And yeah, lovely lady. She's a very good lady. They're all good, man. Like everyone was good.
Out of that film, what would you say?
What was that?
Out of the World Is Not Enough film.
Yep.
What was your favorite scene that you was in?
I think it's a funny thing with film, right? Film, you go there. You don't really have a favorite scene when you do a film. That's my experience. Like because you like at first. Because it was the first film I've ever done, I was more like excited, like marking out type of thing. It's like, fucking hell, I can't believe I'm here. You know what I mean? I can't believe I'm just like a wrestler that was wrestling in Florida a couple of months ago. Here I am, like freaking hell, in a plane going up or riding in a helicopter going somewhere. And I can't believe, this in a limousine going to and from work, going to the city of London. They close a shop for me, just throwing these clothes. You know what I mean? Like everything is exciting. You don't, especially your first film. It's like when your first match. What's your favorite thing in your first match? Everything.
Yeah.
Just so excited, man. It was great. Oh my God, I want to do it again. It's like that. You know what I mean? So there's no really, every day was exciting, man. Every day. And then when you want to go to like some nightclub in London, all you do is go to the office. There's an old lady called Phyllis. Phyllis, yes, dear. I want to go to this nightclub in such and such. Oh, okay. Let me do something. She called. Oh, hello. This is Phyllis from Beyond Production. This big superstar. And I was like, man, thanks, Phyllis. I love you too. He wants to come to the nightclub tonight. He said, okay. He goes, oh, you put him on the guest list. Yeah. he's doing the James Bond film. Oh, wow. Yeah, right. Yeah. Tell him dreams on the house. Yeah, it was crazy. And also too, I mean, I went to another favorite person ever, Lennox Lewis. I met Lennox. Man, I went up to him and it's like, man, Lennox, he goes to me, you know, they thought I'm Jamaican. They speak to me in patois. I don't understand what he was saying. He goes, yeah, man, Vulcan, my weapon, you know, oh man, yeah, you're a bad man. I was like, English, please. And he was telling me again, he goes, I used to watch you in the Gladiators. That's what he said. It's like, really? Wow, yeah, man, you're a bad man. I said, can I get a photo? Yeah. So I got a photo of him with me and Lennox.
Nice.
It was good. That was another highlight of my trip to Europe, to England with Lennox, man, my favorite. Good guy. I think best boxer on the planet by far.
Yeah. Nice. So you done your wrestling training at Malenko's. You was on the Gladiators. You was in the world famous James Bond, The World Is Not Enough. And now you are the owner and coach at VCW, Vulcan Championship Wrestling in Australia. What made you decide to become an owner of a professional wrestling company?
It's back to, like I said, you know, wrestling being a, you know, it's been a journey, you know, a destination, you know, like something like that. You get taught, you know, like it's like Andy and I have a chat one day, and it's like, man, you know, what are you gonna do? Just take your talent and just like sit there, you know, go to a freaking pub in South Wales in Gwent and just drink your sorrow away. You gotta spread the love, man. Tell them what you've learned, you know, like keep the Malenko name strong. That's what I came here, and it's like, you know what, I've got to run a wrestling show. And then I told this guy, he said, man, I'll tell you what, I train them, you have the show. He goes, no, I want to train them. I was like, but you can't train people. You got no idea, your wrestlers crap. So, and it was, man, just have our own show. So I put on my show. I averaged 400 or 500 people in my show, man. And none of them, I talked to Chavo one day. Chavo came here, he used to train in my gym when he comes over. And he goes, how many people get in your show? I said, man, 300, 400. He goes, no way. I said, yeah, man, look at the video. He goes, damn. He said, who did you bring in? You got anybody from America? I went, no, just us. Really? Say, that's why you market them, man. Oh my God. And they came in here with the legends, like got Sabu, did a tour with Sabu, good guy. You know, Shamrock, all those boys. They're lucky to pull like 100, 200 people. Do you know what I mean? Because you're going to remember, when you put a show on, you know, you will get the marks there. You want to get the non-marks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You want to get people that never been to a wrestling show. So in other words, you want to get a new one, because no matter what happens, the marks will turn up. If you have a wrestling show in freaking, you know, Mount Everest, there'll be 12 marks sitting there from Wales. You know what I mean? Because they will turn up. So you're going to try to grab the non-wrestling fan to come in. So that's what we do. We aim for kids, because if you get the kids to come, guess who else is going to come? Their parents or their friends, you know, and they bring it over. So we pack them out, and then we just signed a contract to do 10 shows on Australian TV. So the only wrestling show we're going to be shown on Australian TV is us and WWE, and we are like, you know, homemade talent. So they're very excited about it. I had a meeting with them today. They're so pumped, man. You got Vice, the channel Vice in England. Yep. They're going to show our stuff as well. Wow. Vice is going to show that, so you're going to show it all over the world, man.
Cool. So we'll have to all watch that. I'm sure Andrew will, and I think all of us BTW trainees should show our support to you.
Yeah. Well, that's why, back to what we were talking about, Andy and I were speaking one time about, you know, us doing something and us coming over there, or you guys coming over here, you know, and coming and, you know, have a match and, you know, talk to Andy about stuff, you know, promoting shows and things like that, because I believe it's got a, mate, you guys got a talent there, you know, you got to tell everybody, okay, our talent is this. We are, you know, we're good, you know, like I was showing the boys, I show them, okay, show me a headlock. I say, okay, this is how I'll do the headlock. You know what I mean? Not like saying that, what the frick, that's crap, even though I do tell them that. But just say, okay, this is how I do the headlock. Oh, wow. See the difference? Yeah, well, that's the Malenko way. Hammerlock. Show me a hammerlock. Okay, this is how we do it. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. You're going to keep them excited. And I get calls all the time about teaching boys wrestling. And, we got a good name. Yeah. So we actually pump up there. We've got a sister school in UK called the VCW UK as well, Wales. Sorry, Wales. It's going to make sure it's Wales, not UK.
Yeah.
And we tell them all the time as well. So we got a club over there, VCW in Wales as well. So so stuff like that. It really, the kids come up and it's like, oh yeah, they watch it on TV and they think, okay, you're watching TV, all right, anyone can wrestle. But how excited you are, I used to get them all the time. I said, look, it's very hard, it's very expensive, and I don't know whether you like it. If you're really, really keen, you're a big fan. He goes, yeah, man, I've been watching wrestling since like when I was young. I love it, and I always want to do it when I turn 18 or something. He said, okay, come and do it. I've got a couple nice. There's a kid there, man. It's like 6 weeks, 5 weeks. Man, it's good. You know what I mean? It's he picked it up pretty good, pretty quick. But they watch a lot of stuff on TV. They watch stuff on TV.
Yeah.
Do stuff that I'll show you, because that way you know how it's done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
No, that's cool. That's awesome that you've got a contract to get onto TV. Like I said, myself, Andrew, and I think the BCW Wales guys should be supporting you, because we would accept you coming over, because that would be awesome, a crossover, and once again supporting each other, which is something
we'll
be doing, could open up new opportunities to the guys, which would be awesome. So can't wait for the future.
Yeah, trying to get you guys out, man. That'd be good.
Yeah.
What's your finishing move, man?
Currently just a choke slam.
A what? Sorry?
Just a choke slam at the moment.
A choke slam?
Yeah, just as a tribute.
Choke slam. I think you should get more creative than that, man. You're the cue ball.
Yeah.
You're gonna, choke slam. For you, man, I'm just watching you now. Like, you look pretty cool with a beard, with the tats and everything. I think you get something more crazier than that.
I've been suggested a running power slam.
A running power slam?
Yeah, someone suggested that to me, and I was like, okay, next time I have a match, I'll try it and have a look, see how it goes. But yeah.
I'll work something out for you. I've got something, an idea, and I'll get the boys to do it, and I'll send you the tape.
All right.
I think that'd be good for you, man.
Yeah,
because choke slam is like, how tall are you, CueBall?
6 foot 6.
6'6"?
No, just 6 foot.
Oh, 6 foot. All right. Sorry, I thought you said 6. It's like, wow. In that case, do the choke slam. Yeah, I got a couple. There's a guy there that does a choke slam, but yeah, maybe if you can work something out for you, man. Because I think you're a funky looking dude. You know what I mean? Like with a beard and a beanie and the whole tats and the whole. Yeah, stop it. You're killing me here.
Yeah.
And how is Andy doing, man? I missed that guy, man.
He seems to be doing okay.
Really? He's got a granddaughter now, yeah?
Yeah. He seems to be doing okay. Yeah, he got a granddaughter now, and he's just doing his best. And he is such a big supporter of this. If it wasn't because of Andrew, I wouldn't have you.
I know, because you keep asking me if you've done something with CueBall.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, keep forgetting, man. He goes, hey, man, CueBall now taking this. You know what, man, let's do it.
Yeah.
Tell CueBall I'm going to do it. Yeah, so, no. I'm glad I did it, though, because, it seems like you know much about wrestling, which is really good. And, I think we should get together very soon, man. Get Andy, probably won't be for another couple of years with this crazy COVID going around,
It'd be cool. It'd be cool as hell. I can't wait.
But we do our show's going to be on Vice. It's called SBS Vice. Over there, the Vice channel, they really, really keen on showing it. And, like Australian local talents wrestling, no American stuff. And maybe, you never know what might happen in the future, man. Go there and do a show with you guys. And one of my boys are coming over there.
Mm-hmm.
One of my boys there is coming over. And, you never know, man. We'll do some stuff together, bro. And I think it'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Can't wait. over the future.
How old are you, CueBall?
I am 28.
Fuck, you're so young, man. That's very young. 28. That's young. You still got heaps and heaps and heaps of years.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you're still wrestling, yeah?
Yeah. Still about.
Don't give it up, man. Don't give it up.
No, I won't.
When's the show over there starting again?
End of May, beginning of June.
Or May, June.
Yeah.
But that's not far away.
No.
The thing about it is not far away because I've got our show starting in a couple of weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow, actually. And it's gonna be good. And we're already planning because they signed us up for 10 shows. We've done a lot of shows for them, but they want to redo stuff, and we might do studio showing as well. And club, we've got a few big clubs, but the clubs are closed still at the moment. They haven't really open, you know what I mean? Like back to normal. So in here, like a big RSL club, which is the ex-serviceman club in workers club, is big over here, you know, like you get probably freaking 5,000-6,000 members. They go to the club and they're massive, they're grand. You can have concerts in there, you can have wrestling, you can, like restaurants. It's really big business here. So there's two of them are really keen on having us to have us have a match there. And that would be good. I'm planning something even bigger next year too. So we'll see. It depends. It depends when the whole world opens up again. We can do something. Well, it'd be good to bring you and Andy's son.
Who knows? I would accept, but who knows? Who knows?
You never know. He's a father now too, huh?
Yeah, he is.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do, man. It'd be good to bring your boys over. Come and do some stuff. Come and wrestle. You know.
Yeah, it'd be good. Very good.
Come and experience stuff here with the Welsh Dragon. The area I live in, the school across the road from me is called Menai High School, which is Menai from Wales. Okay. And their school logo is a Welsh Dragon. Yeah, it's crazy. I just realized, oh my god, this Menai's in Wales as well. Yeah. So yeah, bro, that's basically what how my story goes. Still going. My son's wrestling now, and I've got a couple of boys. We've got really good boys that are wrestling for me. And you probably seen it, watched. You know, you got social media. I don't have any social media at all. And so you're the like you and my boys and everything. They're into the stuff. I think. Did you advertise this thing today? Because one of the boys told me. Yeah, everything that you put up there, man, they know. It's amazing. You know, the world is small now. You know, they say small world because of this technology. Yeah. Everything you do, like now, you're talking to me now, bang, live. You put it out there, everybody hears about this conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is why we've got to be careful what we say.
Yep.
Right. So that's my questions out of the way.
Go on.
That's my questions out of the way. So now I'm going to.
Hang on a minute. Let me see if my earpiece works again now. Hang on.
Right.
Sorry, I've got this new iPhone, freaking 12 or whatever. It's been charging now. Okay, what about now?
Right, I can hear you perfectly. That's great.
Oh, that's so good. Yeah, go on. Sorry, bro.
That's all right. No worries. So I've done my questions for you. I'm going to be asking you the fan questions. Obviously, when I promoted this, there was a couple of guys who wanted to ask you some questions, and this is something I encourage whenever I do a ramble. So my first question is from George Johnson. He would like to know your best memories of Sensei Andrew James.
Andrew James. His best memory is he just always talk about him drinking, and he loves it. And the boy can drink. I think the best memory for me and Andy was there used to be a pub right next door to where we were living in Tampa. A few Scottish lads were running it because they play soccer in Scotland, so they pay them over there to come and play. And they opened a pub called Scotland Yard. We used to frequent that pub, and we're drinking. And one of the boys took us after they closed, and we took us. I remember drinking till early hours of the morning, and we used to walk. Man, the walk used to take us about like 30 minutes. And when you're drunk, it's like 2 hours, we just tumble. And we went back to the Malenko house. We were so loud. And Mr. Malenko is like a really light sleeper, but he gets up at 3 a.m. They come out, would you like, hey. Oh man, me smashing the cupboard and Andrew's killing himself laughing. I was talking on the phone. I put the phone back hanging on the wall and accidentally grabbed the cupboard that Nona, Mr. Malenko's wife, got all these like memorabilia cups from the Chicago Bulls that she loves. Fucking smashed all of them. Bro, I felt so small. I could have just left home straight away. And Andy was there picking to look at Andrew. Like, he was pissing himself laughing, you know. And I was like in a state of shock. And he was, I was like, it's not fucking funny, dude. It's funny laughing. And everything I touched after that, I've been scared of breaking it.
Yeah.
And I think another memory too is because Andy's pretty funny, man. And maybe I wake up in the morning, Mr. Malenko Mr. Malenko's wife put the note on the table and he said, "Hey guys, Jesus, right? Like Jesus, Jesus, the electrician's coming in to fix a light." And he, I never forget this. And he goes, "Good God, I thought Jesus was a carpenter. I didn't realize he was an electrician." I said, "Bro, it's Jesus, you dickhead." and he was so, bro, he was so freaking funny. And we used to buy our stuff. And he bought his butter, right? And I couldn't find my butter ran out. And I look up in his tub, open and brand new butter for him. So I used it and I cover the top, you know, the little plastic go on the top. Before I cover it, I put his name down. I wrote that Andrew James. So he come in the morning, put his toast on, open the butter. He goes, "Good God, how did you know my name?" Little stuff like that. It made me so laugh. That's why I miss him so much. he do stuff like that. Or Mr. Malenko said, hey Andy, he said, "Was it raining out there?" And he goes, "What? Outside?" And Mr. Malenko goes, "No, mate, inside the freaking ring." Because, you know, little stuff like that. Bro, he makes me laugh so much. Yeah. That's my memory of Andy. Just coming up, you know, like, you know, just off the cuff what he said, he just bang straight away with the answers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and, and I remember that. I remember the butter thing and the electrician. Jesus, like, Jesus, electrician's coming to fix the light. And he goes, "Good God, I thought he was a carpenter." Oh man. Oh, good Andy.
Next question is from his son Luke.
Lukey.
Was my dad, Andrew James, fun to wrestle?
Yeah, man, it was good. He was so intense because I think he said if you wrestle harder, you'll win. When I was wrestling him, you know, because he said we were going to win. But man, he was good though, because we similar style, you know, like Malenko style. It's awesome. Because, you know, like Mr. Malenko said, like you two, like you're married to each other because you know everyone's every move. But he was fantastic. He was fast, man. And he used to be like, Andy, let's go to the gym. Oh, I don't know. I said, fucking let's go. So I just forced him to go to the gym. But Andy was a good wrestler, man. Andy was awesome. It was awesome to see. Yeah, he wrestled. I think he wrestled Mike Hayner as well. But he was good, man. We were there. We used to, you know, like, you know, when you lived in your dream, like Glenn and I used to do it. Glenn and I used to sit there and be like, you know, we're sitting there, man. I imagine, man, Madison Square Garden. You know, we're wrestling at WWF at the time. You know, like, oh man, we're doing this. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'm wrestling such and such. That's a dream that we used to live. He actually lived that dream in the wrestling world. Yeah, that's what something. But Andy was a fantastic wrestler, man. He's good. I think he's a good coach as well, because I've seen some of your boys, some of the matches. He's very good. You know what I mean? Towards the end, even though he was a little bit younger than me, but towards the end, he got it. You know what I mean? That's something that I think living with Mr. Malenko, that actually, you know, that's an advantage we got above anyone else, I think, because he lived there and he give us his, you know, his wisdom. Some stuff when you talk about in a roundabout way, you know what I mean? Like, you know, talking parables, you know, when Jesus is talking in the Bible, everything's in parable, you know what I mean? They say, "Hey, Jesus, can I go to the kingdom of heaven?" Oh, if you know, like, you can put the camel through the needle stuff, you know, you can go to the kingdom of heaven. You'd be like, what the hell? So you have to think about it. But that's how he talks. Mr. Malenko should talk like that. You know, in the land of the blind, one eye is king. Right? What's that going to do with wrestling? You know, these are the lights to your world. You're gonna look where you're going. You're gonna rest. You can't look down. Why are you looking down? You know, you should sit there, man. You just like, what do you do that for? And it's 2 rings in the gym. Everyone just stopped. You're talking to me? I was talking to him. I think he was hard on Andy and I because he knew that we got a limited time there. Yeah. And we used to wrestle. Great Andy, eh? Bro, he's fun, that guy, man. He's so good. Can't wait to hug him and then just slap him in the back. Hey, we went to the beach once, and I say, bro, you got to be careful because you got the lightest skin, man. I think anyone whiter than Andy was my wife, I think. And he lay in the sun in Florida, 40-degree heat. We were playing volleyball. He lay in the sun, and he came back, man. And I got the worst job. He's putting aloe vera cream on his back. It burnt to the max, bro. Oh my God. He got in trouble. I told you, kid, you're gonna be careful. You're from Wales, god damn it. Hey, you're not from Australia, you're from Wales. I go, oh, sorry, laddie, sorry. We used to laugh, man. There's a guy called Rico, Fred Rico, used to train us. And, he used to make up songs. We used to ride the bike, like, what do you do, man? You thinking we ride the bike. We used to make up songs about Rico. Bro, he's freaking, we used to have our own jokes every, like you do stupid things in a joke, you talk about it and we laugh. And yeah, we used to go shopping at Walmart and people were just like, oh shit, this too again? Like this big black guy and this white Welsh guy walking in the shop, walking in the pub, and people probably think, is this a joke? A black guy and a Welsh guy walking to the pub, right? And yeah, no, he was great. Tell Lucky that's great.
There we go. George Johnson again. Best wrestling advice you've received?
I think the first impression is the lasting impression. That thing I carry with me everywhere I go. I got asked journalist somewhere, I think in England or something, and I said, your best impression is the lasting impression. First impression is the lasting impression. Like I said, if you know you're not ready to wrestle, don't wrestle. Because even though you're a good wrestler, and if you didn't do well, people are going to think of you, oh man, hey, what about George? Good wrestler? Nah, man, I saw him over in Swansea, man. He was terrible. Oh, really? I thought he was good. Nah, that match was terrible. You know what I mean? Until you're ready. I mean, he had, the Red Rooster man asked me, oh, you ready to wrestle? I said, no, I'm not ready. You know what I mean? So when you're ready, yeah, first impression is the lasting impression. I think that's the best.
Yeah.
For me.
Luke again. What was it like traveling from Australia to Florida to train at the Malenkos?
Bro, it was so far. Because when I love the cold, right? I love the cold weather. When I left here, it was summer here. So the time I reached America, towards April a bit, it started getting cold over there. I started getting warm over there. So I had summer here, summer over there. I was there for about 5 or 6 months. And when I came back, it was summer here again. 3 summers in a row. And the winter struck in, man. I thought I was going to die. But the traveling over there, because of the time difference, when you come back, you lose the day. Because say Thursday here, it's still Wednesday over there.
Yeah.
So even though when you come back here, it's like Friday. It's like, what happened to Thursday? It disappeared. It was such a long journey. That's why I hate flying now. And you got to, UK is even further. But I just don't like traveling at the moment. But it was so long. It was crazy. It was really, really long.
Sounds it. Luke again, what's the wrestling world like in Australia?
It's good, Lucky. That's why I want you to bring you here. No, it's good. There's a lot of federations here, but our one is a prominent one. Our one is really good. Because of the TV deal that I just signed on today, I think we're going to take it to the next level. And even now, everybody, they know that our show started. They've been getting calls. We get calls all the time. And they never call me. They call other people because they know nobody contacts me here. They know they're just like, who the fuck is this? What do you want? You know what I mean? Yeah. They go, hey man, do you know such and such? No. He wants to wrestle. Show me a tape. Show me. Let's have a look at you and you wrestle. And you look at that and it's like, okay, I don't tell them. I say, if you want to learn from the best, man, you're gonna come. Like learn the Malenko way. It's my way because the thing that with wrestling, my boys, they follow everything that I tell them. That's why they're so good. You know what I mean? I say the finish it. Say I tell them the truth, man. I said that match was bad.
Yeah.
Cut it short. Do this, do that, and they follow it. That's what I think as well. That's why we are where we are. You know what I mean? So we don't. I just want the boys to have a good time. And wrestle and put wrestling on the map with TV stuff in Australia.
Yeah. But he obviously doing something right anyway. So yeah.
It's gonna be good, man.
Yeah, again, congratulations. Looking forward to seeing it as well. That'd be
yeah. We're looking forward to it as well. Yeah.
Next question is by Andrew himself.
The dragon.
Welsh dragon, Candyman. Your first meeting at Tampa Airport with Larry and himself.
Yeah. Oh man, actually, Nona came pick me up, not Larry. And Nona come up and Andy was there, and bro, traveling all these hours, man. I think it was 20-something hours I was traveling. And I saw Andy there. Andy was like, we shook hands and everything. And it took me about 3 days to understand what he actually was saying. Because his accent was so thick, man. He was fresh, man.
Yeah.
And it was so good though. When I get to know him, I was like, man, I love this kid. He's a really good boy. And I just like when he used to say, yo, laddie. I always remember when he called that, yo, laddie. And no, it was good, man. It was good meeting Andy, man. I like I said, I really miss him when he left. Just really sort of. I was so emotional when he left. Like I was so close to him, and all this time, we joke around, we go drinking together, we wrestle together, we ride the bikes together, which is an annoying friggin' bike, and got Chinese restaurant together, and everything that we do, we just with Andy. Yeah. And then he goes, "I'm gonna go home." I was like, "What the hell? What do you mean?" "Oh, I'm gonna go." I went, "Oh, okay." And he was telling, we were chatting one day. He would say, "Man, only if I stayed, I'll be I'll be probably different." And the worst thing as well, like another good advice is, like regret. Never have regrets.
Yeah.
That'd be the worst thing in life, like if you have regrets, it means freaking hell, you hate where you are, Some people regret stuff they never regret. So with wrestling as well, if you want to do something, do it, man.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. Oh man, I should have done this. No, man, you shouldn't. That's your destiny. You know what I mean? Regrets the worst thing ever. A lot of people go, "Oh man, like for me, I actually got asked to be Rocky on Rocky Horror Show in Australia, the stage show, and I was like, man, I really can't see myself wearing G-string, like, man, I don't know, on stage. And then I went for audition and I started singing and like the freaking whatever song it is. And then I said, yeah, I don't think it's for me. And a week later, the James Bond people called me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This thing's got to go off again. Hang on. Let me charge again.
Sorry, there's only one more question and that'll be it then.
All right, here we go. Go on. Another question.
One last question is from Andrew. Who was the hardest gladiator, Vulcan or Wolf?
Wolf,
yeah, he's on the UK version.
Who's Wolf?
He was a gladiator on the
Exactly. So who's the hardest? Me. I don't even know who Wolf is, bro. Wolf's nothing, man. Seriously. Wolf's a good guy. I mean, Wolf is Wolf. He's he claimed to be a wrestler as well. He said, "Oh yeah, I used to wrestle." I look at him, I was like, no, you didn't. Yeah. Nah, Wolf was a showman, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he's a good showman. What he did well for, like it was this gimmick. He did all right. And I think he didn't like it when I came up to the UK because I sort of shut him up a bit, you know what I mean? But he, great man, good man. I think he's living in New Zealand now, I heard. Yeah. So, he was good. Very, very famous. I didn't realize how popular he was here when I walked down the street, every second person, Wolfman. I was like, wow, man, this guy's freaking famous.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was good, Wolf. He's a good guy. But the harder one, me, bro. Come on, Malenko boy. Always win at the end, brother. You know that. I should say, man, line him up.
There we go. So that's the fan questions out the way, and that's it. That concludes today's Rambles.
Oh, wow, man. Hey, listen, thank you so much again. And it's so good to hear from my friend, Andrew James. You're going to look after that boy, man. Look after the old man. Tell him to stop working. Every time I ring him, yeah, man, I'm at work. It's like, again? Jeez, when you stop working? It's always working. And, yeah, man, it's so good. And like I said, this is the beginning for us, man. We can do something together in the future. and thank you for having me on your podcast.
Thanks for coming on. The pleasure's all mine. Honestly, it's like I said at the beginning. It's great to have you on. Finally.
Yep.
It's been great to listen to you.
All right, bro.
So,
and thank you so much. Also, success to you, and keep wrestling. And we can work out on the finishing move for you, bro.
Yeah.
I think choke slam. Unless you're 6'7", you can do choke slam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But all the best to you, my friend, and regards to all the boys in Wales. I can't wait to come to Wales one day. I love the Welsh rugby team. I support the Welsh. You like rugby? I love rugby.
Nah, not really.
What do you follow? Soccer?
Nope. No, I'm just pure wrestling. That's it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't do football. There's a bunch of overpaid fairies. Don't do rugby.
I want to come to Cardiff Arms Park. That's my dream, is to just sit there and watch the rugby. And then, on a Saturday, and then on a Sunday, we go and wrestle at VCW Wales.
Sounds like a plan.
That's a good deal.
Sounds like a plan.
That'd be a good deal.
Yeah.
We get a suite over the Cardiff Arms Park and sit there, drink Welsh beer, what's Welsh beer?
I don't know. I don't speak Welsh, so it's probably somewhat weird.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, my brother, thank you very much for having me.
That's all right.
And all the best to the boys.
And all the best to you too. Again, congratulations on your TV deal. So,
thank you, brother. Yeah.
So this has been Vulcan. I have been the beer drinking, heavy metal listening, bald-headed brawler, Gabor. Stay safe, stay positive. #, yeah.